evening. Welcome everyone to the Two-Edged Sword tonight. I am your host, La'Tanya Moore-Newsome. And to the right we have co-host Ashley Moore. To the left we have a guest, and our guest would be
Keto.
Y'all don't Keto.
I ain't gonna tell you how long it took me to get that name, right? I was like, how you say the name? All right, so tonight, I'm gonna speak to the mic went out. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it went out. Okay.
So, yes, my mic. Tonight, we're gonna have, of course, do our spiel. We're gonna do our sponsorship. Our sponsorship is done by Lux Dior Cosmetics, aka Gucci LeBrow. Did my face, of course, you know, he likes color. He did blue on the lips. Makeup does not transform, so you can go hang out with your friend and spend a night and still wake up like this. That's the best part of this, right? Like, you woke up like this. So we're gonna give a shout out to Gucci LeBrow, Lux Dior Cosmetics. We also want to give sponsorship shout outs to Crown Bay Spa and Salon. She does everything from yoni stem treatments to petties, manis, makeup, you name it. We got sage, we got crystals, she's got it all. So we want to give a shout out to Crown May, also Lovely Nobody. She is a trained psychic, girl's amazing at reading. Want to give a shout out to her, of course, DOE TV Network, where our home is to be soon. Who else we got? Jumpman Conditioning Sports. We got them. Train athletes. We got them. So we're going to give a shout out, special shout out to all of our sponsorships. But last but definitely never, ever, ever least is the Bottleship Lounge. All right? We got to give shout out to Charmaine, the Bottleship Lounge. This is the venue we're at. Come by. Everything is great. The food's amazing. The drinks are strong. The atmosphere is pleasing. And we're here every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. All right. What? Come on, Sam. So, he's from our part of town, on our stopping ground. And I can't say it's stopping ground because we ain't in Louisville right now, but stopping ground's here in Georgia. This man said he was in Gwinnett. You in Jacksonville? Right. He said he was in Gwinnett. So I want y'all to put y'all hands together and give a warm and welcome to Rio 2 times. He's finna do his song, The Same and It's Love. Let's get it. Yeah, it's love.
They say they love me, but hate me. They say you're my brother, you gotta be loyal. Some shit won't never be the same. A youngin' fucked up in them trenches, tryna make it there. They say they love me, but hate me. They turn things back on me, but I still remain the same. You gotta be loyal, I promise I got you till the end. If I tell you that I love you, then you know I got you. I'ma always be there for you, till we all gon' pop. My little niggas that out them pills, I ain't know how to feel. I know niggas that are tryna kill to get a name for real. Gotta watch your back and niggas praying your downfall for real. Niggas really ain't your brother, but they claim they love you. Wasn't with me through the struggle, tryna prove you loyal. Ever since I was 15, I always had a hustle. I just kept it on the low, cause they wanted to know. But I don't humbly agree that I've been having motion. I remember all them days when a nigga was hoping. Now I'm chillin' at the house and I'm hanging with bosses. Yeah. Some shit will never be the same. Like youngin' fucked up in them trenches tryna make a name. They say they love me, but hate me. They turn things back on me, but always I still remain the same. You my brother, you gotta be loyal. I promise I got you till the end. Youngin' fucked up in them trenches tryna make it in. Struggling now, for real. For real. Emotion, what the fuck is you doing? It's your boy Rio 2 times, man. Real. And I'm still that nigga for real. Don't play me. Stop sleeping. It's your boy Rio 2 times, man. Follow me on Instagram at RIOOTWOTIMES. And I appreciate everybody for coming out and everybody watching. Now let's get into it. It's love. Yeah, I want to try to vibe in there real quick. Look, don't judge us for price, travel, come and get to know me. All the ladies shit get lonely. I'm on the best by the life than a few years ago. I remember them days, trapping in the cold. I don't fuck with a few bitches, make my heart turn cold. Now I know they wanna flow when you come to the bro. Now I'm bitching, it's okay, now it's time to go. I've been getting to this money, I can't go, bro. If you want homie, I just hope you never been a bro. Had a couple slimy niggas trying to slime me out. I'm picked up on my guys, it's never been a joke. Better watch what you say, better watch your mouth. I don't say too much, cause I know what I'm really about. Eat shit up off the internet, fuck the call. It's all love for my niggas, they know what we on. So once I'm home, I'm gon' put the whole team on. I'm God, ain't no Jim Jones. I've been riding, they I'm favorite rapper. But these niggas like this, when they really acting. Don't judge us book by its cover, come and get to know me. All the ladies shit they get lonely. I'm in the bed by the life than a few years ago. I remember them days, trapping in the cold. I don't fuck with them few bitches, make my heart so cold. Now I know they wanna fuck when you come to the blow. Now I'm thinking it's a turn, now it's time to go. Yeah, it's real too. Yes, sir. I appreciate everybody for watching, man. Want to give a shout out to my people in the audience. Give a shout out to my mom. And give a shout out to my boy J7, man, because you asked for it, man. For real.
That's what's up, that's what's up.
Yeah, thank you for everybody bringing me on the podcast. I enjoy it.
You already know. You coming back, I hope you know that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
That was definitely a vibe. Like, I'm cooking in the kitchen right now. Definitely some club bangers.
Gotcha.
So, what inspired you? Like, I can feel some of that old school R&B. I'm sitting in the kitchen picking greens with my granny and the second song.
Wait.
So, what's your inspiration?
You know, so really like growing up, my brother always was rapping, you know, and I see him rapping. And my boy in the back over here, you know, he inspired me to rap, you know, for real. But one day I was at his crib and, you know, I was just had a lot on my mind. Get a studio in his closet. I'm like, let's record. And after that, it was over with. I just found out I had to skills. For real.
It definitely seemed like it came natural.
Yeah.
So, what would be a song that your go-to song on a good day for you?
Like by any artist?
Any artist. What would be your number one? Let me pop this track in and play it. What would be your song?
Grim Reaper by Big Star.
Okay, last but not least, who will be your favorite? Who is your favorite artist?
Favorite artist, hands down, gotta be Lil Baby.
Yeah, okay, I can see that. Well, we definitely gonna have you back. Give your name and your social media one more time, and we'll definitely have you back when we get ready.
Alright, y'all follow me on Instagram. Y'all follow me on Instagram at Rio 2 times, RIOOTWO. Yeah, my mic.
It's be loud. I'm working with it.
Follow me on Instagram at Rio 2 times, RIOOTWOTIMES. And get every song out on all platforms. I just dropped a mixtape called Soul Therapy. I'll pass once again. Appreciate it.
Thank you. That was fire. Very good. Yeah, he's got a problem. I don't know. They got it. All right. So, listen, hold on. Why they through with that? You brought him. So tell us a little bit about the background.
Okay, well, again, my name is Keto. I am part owner of the Bottleship Lounge. We host the podcast, Two-Edged Sword.
Hold on. He said part. Oh, I'm about to be my bad. You know, I'm being disrespectful to being right. This man been letting me call him the manager.
Hey, man.
He been letting me call him the manager. Okay.
The
So
shadow is always best.
Listen.
Sometimes it's best to stay in the shadow.
Yeah, some modesty is. Okay.
So, anyhow, Rio sister does consultant work for me in my company, which is ABMG Management LLC. And somehow or another, I met his family through his sister. And they are a beautiful family. I'm from Chicago. His family is from Chicago. And so we just hit it off. And before I know it, as Rio's coming up to me, he's got all this great charisma. And he's like, hey, I rap. Can I perform here? I'm like, yeah, sure, you can perform here. And he's like, as I graduate next week, which this was last year, he graduated from high school. He was like, I want to have a party here. I want to have my graduation party, and I want to perform. So we did that. And I believe he turned around and came back again and performed at an open mic that we had here. So he's an artist that I've seen perform a few times. I know that he's family oriented and that he's an upstanding young man, so he should be on the show.
Good job.
He deserves it.
That's a lot. Well, I can't tell you, when we launched that, he would definitely be one of the indie artists coming, like hands down, for sure. He's definitely going to be one of the few that we choose to perform during the indie artists. And the network owner is entertainment. So that's what he do. So you might send me your music and let me send it over.
I got
some small connections.
I got a lot of other good work too. We got a lot of music, man. A lot of music, and it's on all platforms. I'll check them out. Make sure y'all check it out. Rio to it.
Got like over 50 songs out.
Big over 50. Ready, right?
And I got more in the boat.
In the boat.
Yeah.
All right, well, don't forget about little old me when you're right.
Oh, I'm not.
Definitely. So listen, tonight, and thank you again. Thank you both for being here. For them doing it. So,
Thanks for having me.
the topic, how does your father's relationship, how does your relationship with your father affect your relationship? Is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I know all of us give quick background of what our relationships are or are not with our fathers. And we'll go into our Q&A, our questions, and then we'll get questions and, correspondence and comments from this audience. And let's stay real. You want to go first?
How does an absent father affect your life and or relationship? And anybody can answer after that.
Okay, so I'll go first. First of all, my dad was killed when I was 2.5. So I grew up without a father. My dad and my mom were high school sweethearts. So my mom was kind of adopted by my dad's family. So I've been told a lot about my dad and what kind of guy he was. So that's a little bit of background about my father himself and his absence, why it was. But at the same time, as my mom and dad were married straight out of high school, then they had me.
They did it the right way.
They did it the right way, which was unusual for a lot of my friends whose parents were not married when they were born. So how does it affect my relationships? Well, let's just say this. First of all, again, is my dad married young. He married young, so it kind of made me feel like I should marry young. When I was young, I wanted to be married as a young man. As I grew up, school myself, so I felt like me and that girl was going to be together forever. Of course, my thoughts are a little different now. I've lived a little. No disrespect to any of my children. Mom, I do have 3, but I have not been married. So things just didn't work out, but I always pushed to be married. I think just knowing the type of guy that my dad was and how he treated my mom, how much she thought of him, makes me treat women in a special kind of way. I'm very respectful. I try to be, chivalrous, if that's a word. You know what I'm saying? I open doors and, pull out chairs, things of that nature. And I try to remain constant with that. Even though nowadays, it's kind of like, hey, just get in the car doors are unlocked, I don't have to do all that. If it's available, because I'm going to get it in. So if I'm on that side, I'm going to open that door. If we sitting down at a table together, I'm going to pull out those chairs, you know what I'm saying? So, and I think that just knowing that he probably was that type of guy, or would be that type of guy, is how I feel like I should be when it comes to my relationships personally.
That's good. And I was going to ask, like, do you feel like those things stem from how you felt like your dad was, from what your family members were telling you?
A lot of that, yes. They constantly pounded stories in my head. My dad was kind of like this protective guy. He protected everyone, not just my mom, family members. He was the kind of guy that he wanted to take on the bully. He didn't want to be a bully. He wanted to take on the bully.
That's the hero. We call that the hero.
Yeah, he was that guy. So, it was, those stories just, constantly embedded in my head to say, hey, let's be an upstanding guy. It's, stand up for what's righteous and not what's unrighteous. So, I think I have a lot of that in me from him.
You know you do, right? You know you do. So, let's say that part from you, if you know. Let me tell you something. Because it's funny how I'm very spiritually connected, right? So I have an understanding when things happen. I pay attention to what you can't physically see in the 3D. So all of this going on, we're having issues with the mics and all that. That's not going to stop what we're pushing forward to. So let's not let the mics and the sound disrupt us, because clearly this is something that people need to hear. This is something that, that's going to touch and change somebody. So if we got to yell or get louder just to make sure everybody can hear us and we project our voice, that's what it is. Because we don't have these issues. So I know this is going to touch more than one person. It's going to touch somebody that need to hear and have an understanding that these are the things we talk about here are things that nobody talks about on platforms. Even when we go to 137 countries this fall, it's going to be the same game. It's going to be, you should leave here with something you didn't know or something you didn't tap into before you came through these doors. If that's not it, I'm not doing my job. Ashley's not doing her job. This is what we do because it's in our heart. Period. So this father issue thing is very important, because our parents help cultivate the people we become. Yes, you change, you have a paradigm shift, but ultimately it starts with your parents, your parental guidance and lack thereof. So I think Larry, when we were doing earlier, was on there. Larry came in, it was a podcast that was on TikTok. They had been on for 3 hours. And it was relating to what we talking about tonight. And I said, that's what our topic is tonight. It was a female, had something to do with a dad and him not giving food to all the kids. He just brought food for his kids, et cetera, et cetera. However, it stemmed over to what image are you setting for your family? So we're not going to let any of these things detour us. We're going to, like I said earlier, before the cameras went on, we're going to be super transparent. We're going to enjoy this time, and ain't nothing going to stop us.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Let's talk about what's going on with you in your situation.
So as far as relationship wise, I kind of agree with everything he said, but on top of that, it's just kind of once I get older, to have kids for real, I just want to know, I want to be able to, be there for my kids, for real, like, I don't want them to have to grow up, but I was saying they don't know their dad, you feel me? Just, be whatever I thought my dad would have been, to my kids, you feel me? But then, also, it's just like, kind of like, I would say, like, growing up, I was wondering, like, how he was, or, like, what he was like, you feel me? So now I start traveling back and forth to Chicago, getting to know things. But I know one thing, like, say the fly dude.
It was fly. Your daddy was fly. Well, let me tell you something. That being fly is, we tell you young men something. You fly, that's going to help you. I'm not even dating a guy that's not, like, I have, people that know me will tell you, like, you have to dress very well. That's one of the things. It's not the major thing, but you definitely have to dress well. You know what I mean? Like, ain't nothing like a well-dressed man. And, in Chi-Town, though, that's like, everybody's fried, dyed, and laid to the side. All the way from Chi-Town to Ohio to the field. You know what I mean? So that's good. So you gotta keep your dress game up, right?
Oh, yeah.
Your daddy's spirit gonna jump in you gonna come out one day looking like Superfly.
Nah, for real. That's always what I try to do.
You're trying to do. That's a good thing. So your dad had been.
Well, I mean, honestly though, like, I didn't really get to know him like that because he passed before I was like 1.
Right.
I was probably like 8 months, probably, But for real though, like, as far as like what I do here, from siblings, my mom, family and stuff, I just take that in, just help build an image on, who my dad was.
Mike, make sure you don't have no comments to nobody saying they can't hear us and turn everybody's phone up since the mic's not working. That's a huge thing we have to avoid with. Then it's different. I don't even want to say it's different from losing a parent to a parent just absolutely not being active and available.
Not there by choice.
Right, by choice. It's still a void. The only difference is this person is living, this person doesn't have a chance. This, you know what I mean? This person has an option. They don't have a chance. That's true. Oh, we got somebody somewhere.
Oh, that's Ashley. Oh, why Ashley's Mike? Listen, y'all, Ashley Mike always working.
No, it don't. It's always working. Nobody else working. Thank you, Larry, for getting back there, though. Okay. No, we're not on yet. That's Ashley on, and everybody else is off. Here you go, Larry. So the question, you got you on? You are amazing. They out. They're not here. So, you want to come to the question? So you want to talk about it? Okay, your turn. You got to answer that question, man. I know, dang.
How it affects me is because I lost 2 fathers before I was 30. My first father got killed when I was just, 7?
10. Shawty was not 10. Shawty was not.
No, it was 98, so I was 7. I was born in 91. Yeah. No, ma'am. So, yes, my first father got taken away from me. He was actually killed with a home invasion. So, that ripped a whole hole in my heart. Like, I still haven't really gotten over it today. And then to lose the only other father that raised me since I was 14, 3 years ago, that put another hole in my heart. So both of my fathers was really good men. They took care of us. There was nothing that we didn't get or nothing that we didn't ask for that we didn't get. And the same with my mama. But how it affected me as far as my relationships, I can't get too close to people because I feel like something's going to happen to them. I feel like they're not going to be here that long. Whether if it's death or not, it's something that's within me that makes me feel like they're not going to be here for a long time. So it has affected me because I don't get too close. And I'm a Capricorn. Earth sign, like I don't really get, I'm already like introvert, like damn, I will be in the house for 3 days after I leave her. So, you know what I'm saying, like it really takes a lot for me to get close to somebody. So if I actually give you that part of me, my time, my affection, and you do something, it does something to me. It makes me just go in hermit mode, honestly, because as a part of the fact that both of my fathers is gone, that something is always going to be in the cycle of being taken away from me. So that's how I can say that it affected me. So as I said, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a little,
Emotional, tear jerking, etc. for all of us. So,
for all of us, hearing that and knowing that, as the mother and having encountered that with girls, it's a thing. It affects men too, but it's like when a father has a daughter, like that's just it's just something different about it. It's like a mother and a son relationship. So to see
I got 4
that,
daughters.
so you're right, and I feel like I know that's always been a question. Does a father being absent for a woman affected? So you'll hear a man say, "Oh, she's like that because she don't have a relationship with her dad," or this, that, and the third. That is absolutely true, depending on where that woman is in her life, depending on how she looks at life, depending on what she's accepted in life, depending on what she's worked on within herself in life. So knowing that my dad that just got killed a few months back by his wife was my dad that took on the responsibility of being my father. And I don't know how many of you all have fathers that are not blood related, but they say, you know what, I'm a stand-up man, this is my daughter, this is my son, and they took that role on. Those are, not to take nothing away from fathers that actually did the acting is yours, but when a man takes on a responsibility to take on that of another human being, that's a special type of man. It's a special type of man. So my biological father, which I absolutely know he is, and I'm his only child, right? He never raised me. He went to the military when I was like when my mom was pregnant. He got out when I was maybe 2 or something. He didn't come back mentally quite the same, but however, he was still functioning enough. But I think my mom's protective piece was, your dad was in the military. But then I would see him with girlfriends. I would see him working. You got a house. So you can't be a father. So I really didn't buy that. You know what I mean? But gratefully, I had great grandparents, so I know that whole entire side of my dad's family. Well, when I was like 5, my mom and my dad, that I call my dad, Robert Buford, got together, and they broke up when I was around 12. He never, ever, ever missed a beat. You understand what I'm saying? When I moved here 11 years ago, he helped pack me here. He moved here himself and moved with us. Like he's the reason I have CDL license. He's the reason why I can build a house. You know what I mean? Nails and all like that. That was that man. He cultivated things in me that I needed to have in me outside of what my mom was teaching me. So we had a special type of relationship. Like I loved him to the point where like stepdad was never a term that I ever used. We never, like, he's not my stepdad, that's my dad. I put him on tonight's flyer, that's my dad. Because of him, I had an understanding of how to be a woman to men or to my men. So before I got married, it would be questions. I would go to my dad. So does a dad affect your relationships? Absolutely. It's gonna be in a good way or a bad way. You know what I mean? And gratefully, I've had a good experience with that.
Yeah, I kind of think that that's part of like manhood, being a man. I raised kids that are not mine and my own kids as well. And I just feel like, it's true manhood says that if you are with a young lady, you dating a young lady, she has kids already, hey, them kids yours.
Man, they your kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like with the woman, like whenever I get into another relationship and it's serious and he have kids, you think I'm gonna be like, oh, where they mama at? No.
And even if it's for the short time or if it's for the long term, sometimes, relationships between a man and children can last just for that time that he's with a young lady and sometimes it could go even
Past
past
that.
that. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Like me.
The kids understand who's good to them and who's not. They understand it, even if the relationship don't work out, that person was a good man. So it don't take, just like being in a relationship, it don't take that much time to know who you like and who you don't like.
Right.
Yeah, I said that's a special type of, it's a special place for those type of dads. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom, they have been together, 46, like that's my dad. Like that is
So, you know.
consistently, grandkids, that's my dad, you know what I mean? And my late husband was the same way. He raised the same, he came in the relationship with kids, we both did, we were a blended family. But then he also had a it was 10. I'm watching 10 kids, right? 5 girls, 5 boys. We was the Brady Bunch. He came with all boys. I had all girls. And he had a boy and a girl together. So it was amazing. You know what I mean? It was never like, these are not my kids. I'm treating everybody the same. You don't want the same ass whooping, you don't need to be over here. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. And I respected that, and I respected when he came, like he loved all of them, all 4 of them the same, even 3, like literally loved them the same. There was never a difference. And I can respect that out of any man, especially these days. It takes a lot for a man to even, half the men don't want their own kids. So you got another one, you know what I mean? That's good. Let's say the question, and we're going to get some audience interaction. How does a guy's relationship with his father affect his relationship? I think we talked about that. We kind of really did touch on that because you opened the door for that. And I know, Ashley, you said how it affected you. You guys, anybody, like, what's your relationship with your dad? And do you feel like it affects your relationship in a negative or positive? The little handsome chocolate up here. Yeah, give it. Well, you got a mic over there? You can give me your mic, and then you can stand up here. Hello. Okay, you can give it. Oh, you got a question?
All right. I say, luckily I've had my dad in my life, my whole life.
Yeah.
I say it's had a positive effect, of course. 'Cause I feel like from young, he's gonna teach you everything you need to know, build you up. You make mistakes, he's gonna be there when you have your mistakes, Because I've made plenty of mistakes, but he's helped me, like he's got on me, but also, he's calm. He also guides me through it. And I feel like that's the missing piece that a lot of people are missing, at a young age. And I'm thankful for that. And
That's awesome.
He got to talk about that too, but I wanted to say something what he said real quick. When you said he be hard on you, but he be calm.
Exactly.
A lot of men don't do that. And on my end as a woman, that's why I wasn't with my son's father that long, because his aggression took over him. Like it was all the time, like, and because of his relationship with his father. But it took a long time in me to see that that's why he was acting like that, because it was learned behavior from his father. But my stepfather and my father, they wasn't hard. Like my daddy, he would like write an essay or something like that. He never whooped us. So I understand what you mean where he was hard on you but calm at the same time. And a lot of people don't see that. They see their daddy just being angry and aggressive. So I think your daddy's doing a great job, and he's gonna be a really good, great young man when you grow up.
Yeah, that's amazing. I definitely agree with that. And it's the calmness. The reason for that is, I'm sure, remember, everything is generational. And whether you study a lot of things when it comes to biology, etc., genealogy and things like that or not, you have to understand, when we're created, we have the DNA of our ancestors in us, period. So that stems from their father's fathers, your father's father, and them having that meekness about them. So even with my late husband, he was very meek. Big, you look at him, it's called the gentle giant. He was really tall, dark,
and damn handsome, right? But he looked very like muscular, and if you look like he would pick you up like the Hulk and just toss you somewhere. He was nothing like that. You have to be worried about me, not him, right? But that was something that, right? There was something that was his mom and
the girls you had
the
to worry
girls.
about.
And our youngest daughter, the Sash, she's completely like that. That DNA trait. She don't have that. Ain't me, because I'm gonna get with you. You know what I'm saying? So that comes from that, and you're gonna end up seeing, because you've been treated that way by your dad. That's the same way you're gonna treat your children, and so on and so on. This is why this platform is super important for us, is to have a paradigm shift in the way we think and handle one another and deal with conflict as conflict resolution, as healthy conflict resolution. You know, a lot of us deal with where we were in a household where the times were changing, our parents was frustrated, whether single or double household, we had a lot of things going on, and they didn't have an understanding on how to deal with conflict with their children in an effective manner. I mean, yeah, sometimes you need a whooping. I only had to whoop them like once or twice a year. Like, and that was, you know what I mean? Like, it wasn't a whole lot, but
Did you say once or twice a
once
year?
or twice a year. I can't.
She forgot.
Not once or twice, once or twice a year.
Okay.
She will forget that 20 minutes later after she put us on
Sound like
I'll be
about
like,
30
I'm gonna get
whoopings,
some of
y'all. That's
you.
about 30 whoopings.
They want to be your friend after they win.
I didn't have to
Whatever we wanted to do. But we was respectful at the same time.
Actually,
Like,
that
we
is
was-
love,
yeah.
though. Is when you think about it, I feel like, discipline is part of love.
absolutely.
If a person doesn't love you, they're not going to discipline. They're not going to say, hey, you're doing wrong right now. They're not going to stop you. Just go out there and
For
crash.
real, they ain't want us to get no whooping.
Step in, sir. Can y'all see him? Come in. Watch the camera crew in the back. You're fine. Thank you for joining us. They want you to come in.
All right. Please excuse my attire. I do construction. I just
Listen, you
Right,
My
no
brother was
perfectly
on the
fine.
podcast. I had to show up.
Oh, look at that. That's the support for me, baby.
No doubt. Support each other. One thing about fatherhood is this. You have to, it's positive, even if it's not your dad. Take the positive what that man is trying to give you, even if he's not your dad. My dad was the best dad he could be. He was a musician. He traveled across the country. He just dropped money on the table. No, seriously. And like, I used to wake up my brothers and sisters and be like, Dad here, because he may not be here tomorrow morning.
Right.
You know what I mean? And he came in town every 3 weeks type stuff.
Right.
But he was a great dad.
Right.
You know, and you know, I'm a little older than everybody in this room. So I'm talking like the 70s. And, you know, he had a lot of money like this. I don't know how much it was, because our lights never went off.
Right.
We always had gas.
Right.
Well, you know, he loved my sisters to death. We used to go shopping. They had 4 bags, and all the boys had 2 type stuff. You know. But then I went to the streets, and I found role models. Not all positive, but they were who they were, and they treated me good. You know, and you know, I mean, I'm not going, but I got to say this because it's totally true. After my dad, the coolest guy I ever met was a pimp named Batman.
That's my favorite character, right? That's absolutely transparent. I love it.
After my dad, the coolest guy, and he treated me good. His name was Penn. He was a pimp. I didn't even know what a pimp was. I had no idea what a pimp was. Look. All I know is he hired me to watch his white wall. All I know is he hired me to watch his white wall, and he used to give me like $7 in the 70s.
Right, that was a lot.
Boy, I could buy my whole block here. You know, and he treated me good. Come in, young blood. Come in, young blood. I was the only one that could ride around with him. Everybody envied me.
Right.
Because he was the coolest guy around. and he treated me.
Light skinned was
Yeah,
him
no.
back then, too.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
why.
Hey, and still in.
Still in.
Stop playing. But I just wanted to say that. As find your role models where they are.
Absolutely.
You know, if it don't feel good to you, every dynamic, people have different dynamics.
Absolutely.
You know, and if it don't feel good to you, if some man in your life, if he's not treating your babies well, get rid of that dude.
Right.
Kick rocks.
Hard, right?
Get little. As we say in Chicago, get little.
Thank you. What's your name? What was
My name is Jack.
Jack. Jack. Hope to see you back again too, Jack.
Yeah, well, I'm here. I'm actually still here.
Oh yeah, well I'm
I'm
home.
usually chained to the stove. I'm usually chained to the stove.
Chained.
Off tonight.
We glad you out here in
We
the audience
appreciate
today.
you, Jack. Everybody appreciate
I
Jack.
thought you looked
Jack
a little
with the role-
familiar.
with the role model that's the pimp named Batman. Question 2, love it, love it, love it. What are symptoms of daddy issues?
Yeah, like,
I think about that a little bit. I like his young.
can it, I mean, does it have to be a bad symptom?
I mean,
Because to me, I would say being a sport brat. Getting being a sport brat, wanting everything I want right then and there. Like, I still give you your space, let you be a man, but I am a brat. Like, I feel like it's a bad system.
See, I kind of wanted to flip it and kind of ask y'all too, like, how do y'all feel about like men? How do you feel about like men's treatment towards you and having the type of dad that you did, even if they weren't your biological dad? Like,
Because I experienced having a biological father, being a stepfather, but he was my father. He been
And he was
half
good
of
to
my
you,
life.
right?
He raised me. So, to me, both of those men always treated my mama like a queen, and they took care of the house, and then they took care of the kids, and it didn't matter. My biological daddy was a hustler. He was a grip. You know what I'm saying? So he got killed from the streets. So he never. We saw it. Me and my older sister saw it. You know what I'm saying? Like, not like bad stuff or nothing, but we knew what he did. So, but he still never brought that home. Man, but you come on now.
you didn't know, huh?
I didn't know that movie.
You up for another whooping?
Right. I know I'm about to be 32, so I think I can say a little bit there. But we knew, like, if we was kids, but once we got to our teenage years, we knew what y'all both was doing. So y'all both was hustlers. So we knew, right.
All national TV.
So,
I didn't like this.
but it taught me for a man to treat me like a woman, like a princess, like a queen, like always be a king and not a knight, not a fool, not a joker. So, and I have 2 kids, about to be 13 and 10. I'm not in a relationship not only because of what they do, because they haven't took an interest in my kids. They haven't showed me that even though we just talking or we just dating, that they, even if you ask my son's brilliant, will hold a whole conversation with you, but you haven't sat down and talked with my son to even know that. Or you haven't even sit down and talk with my daughter. I'm not saying you got to be all up under them, be their daddy, but interact with them. Let them know, like, you stepping in and out of their house. This is their comfort zone.
And do you think that's because of how your second dad treated you?
Both of my dads treated me like that. But yes, it is. I do believe that's the way it is. And because I've always been taught by my mother and my grandmother too. Like, my granny, she was saying, oh, yep. So she had many men. Like, she had one going to go get groceries, one to go cut the grass, one to get the car fixed, and they all would sit on the couch together. So even if they wasn't all, man, when I tell you, like, that's why I don't only get my strength from the women, I also saw strong men too. So I see both of them, but there's a
wrong like shit. Okay, I ain't about to be on the couch.
But it was a respect that thing back then though too. Everybody
Good. Everybody
understood their
was players,
position.
right?
Right.
Everybody
It was a player type of thing. Like everybody
I did
understood
it
their
too.
position.
You gotta respect
But
that.
that's where the spoiled bratness come in, and that's where I need it, but can you get it? Can you help me? Can you do it? Because I can do it myself, but I want to see you be a man. I want to see you get out there and step your foot and put your foot down, put your 10 toes down, and I'll let, like, show me that you got me. That's all. It ain't, I don't ask too much, but when the fact that we talking about the kids and affecting us and our whole relationship, I haven't seen not one man yet come outside of their fathers come and try to get to actually know my kids. So that's the biggest part for me.
Well, don't shut yourself out. A man gonna come.
Yeah,
He gonna be
I didn't even start to get thinking. I'm like, Mama, what date y'all sweet on me?
It's gonna come.
I don't know, I'm the face of the new Black on Date now, so I'm gonna get her somebody. Her and me, right now. I would say, so I think your question was that, redo that
Like
question.
basically, are you comparing or measuring the guy up to what the guys that raised you were like?
So I feel like absolutely there's a lot of the way I was raised. Do I look for that in a man? This is why fathers are imperative. Parents in general play a big factor in your relationship. It's just like when we talk about how the role of what a mother plays in a relationship. A man that has an amazing mother, it sounds like these gentlemen, like he's had an amazing mom and dad, right? So he's had that foundation that most of us were striving for or we're rebuilding within our own families. So that means he's going to look for, I guarantee you, 10 years or so from now, his wife is going to be a strong reflection of his mother. You know what I mean? So it's going to be the same thing with the dad. My husband was an amazing reflection of my dad. He came in taking care of another man's child. He came in open arms to my children already. And it was to the point where I knew the only person I would marry, he had to be a man that I trusted with my children. So imagine I already had children. They already had lost their dad, already been through enough. And I can honestly say, unfortunately, with death playing a factor in life, because it's a circle of life, I would have been 100% okay passing over with him left with my children. That speaks volumes, because I'm the only person that trusts me with my kids. At this point, there's nobody I trust with my kids, and they grown as hell. You know what I mean? So it was because of me seeing my dad, my biological dad, not taking accountability and responsibility for me, and then seeing an outsider coming in and say, I can love you like you're my own. And I was able to, I feel like a lot of that energy was still in me, and that's why I was able to attract the man that I attracted. And I'm not accepting anything less. Even this time, I'm not accepting anything less. I had a gentleman call me, be like, oh, I want to see you. All right, cool, and see each other a few times. And he would, like, I think get out from work at 5 or 6. By the time he gets situated, it's 9 or 10 or something, then he won't see me. I'm like, listen, I have a daughter, you know what I mean, that's 16. So the last thing I want her to see is, because no matter what's going on, if nothing's going on, what something look like is completely different from what it is. Even if we chilling, we laid up watching a movie, in a child's mind and somebody else's mind, it's gonna look like something else. And the first thing, my kids are very intelligent. She'll be like, why is this dude coming over and it's out the door every damn time he come over? Or when Mama Lee, like, we're not doing none of that. So you have to show interest, like as she's saying, because that's even how me and Derek got together. We did family things together. After church on Sundays when we was going, he got his boys, I had my girls, we went to the park, we barbecued, the kids got acclimated. It was a family affair. It was never just about me. If your interest is just about me, you ain't getting nowhere with me. You ain't getting nowhere. It's not gonna last, because I'm building a legacy and a foundation and a structure, and I teach other women and others that. So I have to lead by example and by practice. So yeah, the dad definitely. The men I pick is going to be based on my dad and my grandfathers. My grandfathers was freaking amazing. So I've seen that solid foundation. You women in the back, one of these beautiful women in the back, somebody in the back, want to hear from you all about your dad.
And preferably, yeah, her in the white shirt, because I see your face reaction. Come up here, be in that thing. I swear I wish I wasn't scared of color. I be looking amazing with all these colors. Yeah, Larry will give you a mic. Or you give me a mic, okay. We got you, boo.
Wait, so what am I saying?
So tell us, okay, what's your situation, or what's your life look like with your father?
Okay, well, my dad passed away when I was 7.
See,
My biological dad, but I do have a bonus dad.
you got a bonus?
Yeah.
No.
And he basically took me in. Well, my biological dad was never there. Never. So he took me in when I was literally, like, he didn't have nowhere to stay, like, but he brought me to his brother's houses. I stayed in the bed, he slept on the floor. Like, he made sure I was okay. And him and my mom separated when I was 12. So, yeah. And it went left, but we recently got back close.
Awesome.
Yeah. And basically, he had dad issues too. And he was getting abused by his dad. And he basically was just telling me the other day, like, you know, he tries to raise my older brother, because my older brother has a son. And he took all of us in.
Oh, that's amazing.
So, yeah, and he's trying to lead my older brother on a better route, because he's taking the route as his biological dad.
That man's
There's
amazing.
some good dudes.
Listen, that's amazing. And the best thing part is, like, take full advantage of your bonus dad, as I know you and many others call him, because you're, as a young woman and growing and having to interact with whatever your relationship situation is, he's going to be pivotal to that situation. It's the moral support that we be, that we be needing. And we need to hear the advice from the male and the female. So yes, you're a woman and you can go to mom, etc., but your mom can't teach you about men. Only men can teach you about men. We can tell you from a perspective, unless you thinking you study. Like, the only reason why I know the things I know about men is because I study men. It's just something that I've always done. Other than that, I'll be clueless as fuck. You know what I mean? But other than that, like, so the average woman is not, we're trying to figure us out. We ain't trying to figure us out and them too.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's going to be pivotal to that. And the fact that he's come back into your life, and listen, nothing happens by chance. Everything is divinely, strategically placed to happen for a purpose. And now, him coming back in your lives and then your brother's life, he could probably have saved your brother's life coming back into his life. There's things that, all type of things that could happen, should happen, would happen. These are things that, you know what I mean, when you foresee, just look outside of it. Take advantage of it. Trust me. Take advantage of it. That man's coming back and he's not your biological. Love on him. Ain't no stepdad. I never even from it. Like, love him like he created you himself. Because clearly he had that same amount of love for you and your siblings to come back, and there's no communication or no connection with the mom. This ain't about your mom. This is about the love with y'all, the seed that was planted when he was with your mom concerning you all. I think that's amazing. I'm glad he came back, and you know what I mean, we gotta keep in touch. You tell me how that's going. Like, I'm telling you, these dads are amazing. They're amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Well, and I can definitely say that I'm glad that we all can sit here and have similar stories and help each other. Because for her to be as young as she is, to experience the same thing that we experienced, and I'm just 12 years older, like, to see it from a different perspective and see how another person is dealing can help me heal too. Because I struggle with that a lot, with both of them being gone. And then even with my granddad, I lost 2 granddads too. One of them I was born on his birthday, and the other one is my mom's dad. But both of them played a big role in my life, just like both of my dads. So now I lost 4 men. 4 men. So I'm very strict on what men come around me, because they're gone. Like Mama said, a woman can't just raise
a girl or a boy. They need their fathers too, and I have been missing a lot of that. Like that is even if it was my mom, like it would still be just as hard to get over. But you need that tough love. You need that father. Like it's no other way of putting it. Like it's. I can't. I'm gonna start crying. I'm gonna quit while I'm at it. But just know that I can feel where you're coming from, and I'm glad that you came up here and I got to meet you. And to know that you lost your dad at the same age as I lost mine, even if it wasn't the same age, and that you got a bonus dad like I had to, like it's just something I could really relate to.
This is. I mean, let me tell you something. It was this topic. So management had came up with topics for 52 weeks, and for some reason I would skip past this one. I skipped past it for a while. And I think it's because it was like I said, everything has a time and a place. Everything has a time and a place. And at the time this was written, of course, my dad was alive. We went through it. There's some things that transpired. But today and now was definitely needed. And to hear, like Ash was saying, her say that. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 individuals that we know of that their dads are no longer here, and now 7. Come up here and tell your story. Come up here. 8, you too? So listen, when 9, who else lost a father? Raise your hand. 10, who else? 11. I mean, like 11 of us. Come in. How you doing? Let me come here. Let's say this, cause like listen, when it comes to when the mics started acting funny, when everything was going on, I was like, you know what, Spirit, I hear you. Like we gonna be alright, y'all. I'm telling y'all, we gonna be alright. Come in. Can y'all see her in the camera? You can see me. She said you can see me. Make sure you can see it.
Well, which one? Oh, no. Alright, well, I'm B. I'm also from Chicago.
Hey, shout out B from Chicago.
Yeah, mother sister from Chicago. My dad, I did have a good dad. We had like a powerhouse. We had like a powerhouse family. My mom was a good mom. My dad was a good dad. We had like a neighborhood family. Like all my friends and everybody in the neighborhood, like they wanted to be at my house. Like,
That's how you I'm telling you, we had all the food, five tables, and everything.
yeah, like y'all don't want to go home.
Y'all want to go home?
They don't want to go home. My best friend stayed plenty nights at my house. They don't want to go home. I'm like, okay, whatever. And yeah, he since I was born, you know, they put me in a basketball. I've been playing sports my whole life. I've been making music my whole life. So yeah, I just got into rapping too, bro. I'm about to get out. I'm not even gonna hold you. But yeah, we just recently lost our dad.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, he was a Gemini. His birthday was June 6th. He died June 13th, and then his funeral was Father's Day.
That's what we buried that Father's Day.
Wow.
This is our tribe. Yeah.
But yeah, he was cool. He definitely motivated me. He pushed me. He didn't really whoop me. He whooped me like twice in my lifetime. He whooped me one time for stealing, one time for saying I hated him. And I don't know. He whooped me. I was like, damn. And just like y'all was talking about, like he was big as hell.
Yeah.
So I was like, damn, why you whooping me? But yeah, I needed it, bro. I needed it. And he did. He taught me a lot, bro. He got me into playing basketball. I was really good. I went D1 coming out of high school. I got offers to play basketball overseas, and then I got with having all the offers to play basketball, it just got me a lot of offers into making music, which is why I just started making music serious. So you know, he did a lot for me right before he died. And but yeah, I mean, it definitely affected a lot of my relationships because he was a good dad, but I ain't gonna hold you, he was not a good husband.
This is the transparent zone, so the truth is what it is.
It messed me up a lot coming up with relationships because I never seen actual relationships. Like, I never seen, oh yeah, he's loyal to her, she's loyal to him, they do this and that. So no, I was growing up on if he was, I don't know, he had all type of bitches.
He's a player.
Yeah, bro. Like, it was bad. It was bad.
Your mom was busting
Hey,
outside of
your
there.
dad wasn't Batman, was
Your
he?
mom
Everybody go, my girl,
You got the guy.
I'm like, yo, who are you? Pick me up. You're not my mom. I don't know you.
He got a different TikTok pick you up like, you ain't my mama.
You're not my mom. I don't know you. Chill. Stop. I don't know you. Nah, he was good though. He did. He helped me with a lot of stuff. He taught me a lot of stuff. I don't know. Nigga was crazy. I'm not gonna hold you. How you cheating and you're protective? I don't understand. But he was a good person though. He taught a lot of people a lot. He helped a lot of people. A lot of my friends ain't have no dads, so like I was saying, he was a neighborhood dad. All of that, like they all came to his funeral and all of that. It was crazy.
Oh, see, and you know, even with the relationships, you see the different dynamics of things. So we don't know what his story was in his upbringing in his household. They probably had a very toxic relationship household, and what he's seen from his dad. Because back in them days, a lot of the men would have separate families. Like my granddad, he had a whole different family. A lot of my, you know, like people I know, their grandparents, the women were super faithful, but the dads had different families. Some they had like whole entire
Rolling
families,
Stone.
and they took, that's what Rolling Stones is, but they took care of their priorities, and that may be where he came from, which is why he was so toxic with the relationship issue. But then he could see that he could cultivate as a dad. You know what I mean?
He lost both his parents. He lost his daddy when he was in the 10th grade. Oh yeah, he lost his daddy when he was in the 10th grade, and then his mom had died when he was older, and like she died in like 2011, like cancer, and then like his daddy was murdered though, coming out of Chicago.
Listen,
I think that's a great impact.
It definitely is. I think
on
we
how a
got
man's
some.
gonna be, because like, I mean, I wanted to also speak from being a father, and when it comes down to it, is I'm a father first. And you can't. I'm almost like y'all are with your kids. If you can't kick it and rock with my kids, guess what? Beat it. You don't have no place here with me. There's no need of faking the funk. You can't. If my kids walk up to you and they like, I don't know about. I'm gonna be like, wait, I don't know what it is. If you don't know, I don't know. You don't. I be like, what's funny? You don't think she look good? Like, man, something now.
Don't know. Listen, animals and kids are that
right.
right.
I'm like, well, shit, I don't know.
That's good. I think that we got some comments. Okay.
Oh yeah, we got Keisha Cosby said, hello fam.
What's
What's
up?
up, what's up? We got Daddy Cross said, what's good, my people?
What's happening?
Then we got Valencia Jenkins said, shot town.
Shut down!
Shot town. She West Side Town.
She right, yeah. But listen, that's Crown Made Salon. We got it. Okay. Hey, just listen.
Now, of course, what are the people that didn't have a dad?
Right. Where's
We need
those
some of them to speak to.
that he's living, but he was not active? Where are they at?
I'm one of them.
Come up here.
He was never right.
I'm
Huh?
one of them.
You one of them? Come up
He was
here.
dead. He was never right.
He
She
said
said they
that.
did have a dad.
That he's alive, but he was not active. Like my biological dad was never really active. Can we
Well,
see you?
well, I can say that my dad wasn't even in my life. I see my dad like one time, and I was about like maybe 3 years old, and I can remember going to my grandma's house. And my mom was married to another dude, to my brother dad, which I thought was my real dad.
Oh.
And I used to go to school and say, hey, I got 3 grandmamas, but I couldn't even understand why. I'm a
I'm
kid.
sorry, I was laughing.
Listen, I got 3.
That's like Kevin Gates said, I got 2 phones.
I'm sorry. I mean, I got 3 grandmamas, right? I had my real dad, mom's, my stepdad, and my mom's mom. And my mom's ended up, my stepdad raised me. I know y'all don't like saying stepdad, but I say stepdad. I didn't even listen to my stepdad because of the fact my
That's
real
why
dad
your
was in
ass
my
said
life.
stepdad.
Hey, it is what it is. You know,
Hard.
Can't change the past. You know what I'm saying? I was a little hard here. So therefore that I chose not to even listen to my stepdad, and he was telling me everything right. But I didn't realize what he was trying to teach me how to be a man until I became a man. And I had to go back and apologize to him for how I treated him as a teenager. Because I was just like, man, I ain't this to you, dude. And I didn't listen to him. You get what I'm saying? I ended up getting put out of the house. So it affected me, you know what I'm saying, to the day with my own kids. You get what I'm saying? So what you feel, I might not feel. You get what I'm saying? It is what it is. And there's a lot of other men that's just like me. There's a lot of other men that's just like you. You get what I'm saying? So I was in my kids' life the way I was supposed to be. But I felt like if I'm spending my money, I'm giving you money, there you go. I'm trying to run the streets. I'm young, you know what I'm saying? I got cars, got money, you know what I'm saying? So,
Man, you still got time though.
hey, but I'm there now.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
So
I
you
woke
still
up.
there.
And so
Get
I'm
back,
44
get
years
back
old.
right.
But look how long it took for me to wake up though. You get what I'm saying? And there's so many other men out here who just like me. You know what I'm saying? All these deadbeat dads, they're deadbeat dads for a reason. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, people want to look down on, you know, men that's like that, but it's just like, everybody got a story. So hop out.
Absolutely, thank you for that. And that's what they're like we have to, like what your brother was saying earlier about meeting people where they at. So once we understand, one thing I say is we perfectly imperfect people. There's no rule book to any of this. I call it winging it. You know what I mean? When you become a dad, you become a dad. A lot of us, especially at times like you know, you enjoying the moment, you having sex, and next thing you know, she's like, baby, I got something to tell you. I'm pregnant. First thing, that's why men be like, the fuck? You know what I mean? Because like they just was like, it was for the moment. So now we have this person that's created that y'all both did cultivated together, whether it was intentional or unintentional. And these men just, a lot of, not just men and women, but we're talking about the men this week, they don't be ready. Be in spirit. A lot of them be fear, like, you don't know how to be a dad. You know what I mean? You don't know how to be a dad. And especially when it's unplanned. So like Larry was saying, he basically was mimicking what he's seen in his life. You know what I mean? He had this stepdad. He was being complacent, so he didn't learn. He didn't have the knowledge that he needed to cultivate being the dad he should have been himself until he now is older and said, you know what? I fucked up. It's big of him to even go to that man and say, I apologize. That takes a lot. That's what a man would do. When you accept accountability for your actions, that's what makes you an adult. You got shit to do with how much money you got, where you live, who you with, what you dressing like, what you got on. It's your integrity. So now, thankfully for Larry, he's able to do what most of our dads didn't have an opportunity to do, which was make it right. You know what I mean? Make it right. None of us know when our time is. But wherever you at in your place, and this is I don't have a problem accepting people where they at for that reason, because I don't know what your life looked like. I don't know what your family's life looked like. I don't know what you was accustomed to. All I know is where I'm at, and then can we heal together? It's the biggest thing. Then can we come together, heal together? Can you be transparent with me? I be transparent with you. I tell you where my shortcomings are, what my shadow side is, and what I need work on, and can you do the same for me so we can heal together? We all are hiding internal hurt, pain, and trauma. All of us. It's inevitable. You can't lose a parent and not feel pain. You cannot lose a parent and not feel. Now, if you have we're not talking about having a connection. So, okay, come up here. I'm gonna help you out. Come on up here. Come on up
Right
here.
quick. That's a true statement, right?
Come on up. Come on. I gotta get with her every week. Come on. Give Teresa the mic. Give her somebody's mic. That's my girl though. So, I know what Teresa said. Say you voice, and can y'all see Teresa? Student, come in, Teresa. Because remember, you're on the campus. Okay.
Okay, what do you want to know?
So you were saying that yes, you can lose a parent and not feel pain.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
so tell us your point of that.
I knew my dad. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. I knew who he was. When I last, I don't know if y'all can hear me, but
Come in.
can you hear me? Can you hear me? Gracias. Yeah, so I knew my dad. Don't get me wrong, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't grow up not knowing the nigga. But I knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? Like, but all my memories of him were him beating on my mom. You know what I'm saying? And then when my mom finally left him and got with my stepdad, that's what I saw again. You know what I'm saying? It's him putting his hands on my mom. So that's all I've really seen growing up. I ain't seen no good daddy, you know what I'm saying, that type of relationship. But that don't mean that I can't be in one, but I do think that hinders me from getting in one. But my dad was, shit. See what I'm saying?
So,
I don't really know. Like,
I get it, right, and I get it.
He whooped me once, and I cried so bad he never whooped me again, but you should have just whooped me instead of just left. You feel me? Like, I'll take a whooping.
Right. So overleaving, right? So remember, the first thing is, remember I just said, and this is an exercise. Remember I just said, no one can lose a parent, and not feel pain, right?
I didn't cry
that
at
you
you.
can, right? So just because you didn't cry didn't mean you wasn't hurt.
I didn't feel,
right?
I literally didn't feel
So,
nothing, and I'm 43 years old today, and I don't feel nothing.
And this is where the pain comes from. So when I say pain, right now, your current situation or your situations with any type of relationship, what at some point, somewhere in this relationship has something to do with the disconnect with you and your biological dad.
I don't disagree.
And that is a pain. You understand what I'm saying? So when I say we have to deal, so what happens is, these are shadow sides, and what we do is, when you hurt, the brain's job is to protect you from something that's already previously felt and dealt with that didn't feel good. So it puts it, I call it Pandora's box. It's a lot of shit in my Pandora's box. In order for me to function, and in order for me to be able to wake up every day and enjoy that day and be grateful and show gratitude for that day and get the phone calls about this relationship and that relationship and what he did and she didn't say, I have to put these things in this box. We all have this box. It's in our subconscious mind. So what happens is, that's what triggers are. When anytime something comes along that triggers that only then do you recognize and you sit back and say, dang, I wonder where that came from. It's a self-reflection. So when we work on ourselves, we're able to recognize the difference in it. My dad's living, my biological, never raised me. And I remember saying before my husband passed, I need to go find my dad. I know he's in Louisville, so I go on my eyes and find him. I track him down if I really wanted to. And find him, and he said, why? I said, because I need to have a conversation with him. He was like, why do you need to have a conversation with your dad? Because there's a part of me, the little girl in me. Remind you, there's a little boy in you, there's a little boy in you, there's a little girl, little boy. The inner child in me needed to have a why. I need an answer to my why. I had an amazing bonus dad, stepdad, dad, but I need to know why. And it did affect me early on in my relationship. I always said, if my dad can't love me, I don't trust you to love me. I don't trust you to love me. I don't trust you to love me. My own dad didn't love me. How am I trust another man to love me?
But that's not true, though.
And that's part of dealing with it. And until I came to grips and have an understanding, a paradigm shift that what my dad was doing had nothing to do with Tanya. This ain't a Tanya thing. Your life is what it is. Your life is what it is. Your life is what it is, and so on and so on. And we have the option to make a choice.
Everybody got their own journey.
Right. We have an option to make a choice. I can't continue to take on the burden of him not wanting to be a father to me. So what that did is that hindered me from having an amazing man that I can appreciate. And once I let that burden go, I got an amazing man that I can appreciate. So what we want to do is we want to get down deep down inside our inner selves that we all hide and we all got in that little dark room because it's not a good place. And we want to open that door and we want to let that free. Because only then will we be able to have an understanding that this ain't our shit. It's not our mess. But guess who it hurts? Us. Everybody that's holding on to it.
What happened to you holding on to something, you holding on to something. We all holding on to something that wasn't ours. Everything, a mountain is not for us to carry, it's for us to climb. I'm going to say that again. A mountain is not for us to carry, it's for us to climb. So what's happening is we're carrying mountains instead of climbing up, which means we're elevating. We're ascending to a higher version of ourselves, greater us. So when you're vibrating higher, nothing low vibrational can really attach to you. So whatever it is, each and every last one of us are holding on to pertaining to dads, stepdads, the loss of dads, the absentee of dads, the abuse of dads, the neglect of dads, etc. Right now we release all of that collectively. And when we leave here, we're a better version of us, and we leave that burden here collectively. Because what happens is, guess what's going to happen? Doors are going to open. What you've been looking for, asking for, praying for is going to open. Because now you have dealt with something that you've been suppressing that was not good and we could not elevate with your higher self. And those of us that had the opportunity to have great dads should be highly grateful and pour that gratitude out amongst everybody else. And there's a lot of, even with this young man here, and I didn't get to hear from you, but I do want to hear from you. Yes, you. I want to know. I've been watching. I watch everything. I want to know what your situation was with your dad. Tell us. Give him a mic, please. I told you, everybody, you listen. If you don't learn something and feel something when you leave my shows every Tuesday, come up and let me know, because that means I'm not doing my purpose. I have a purpose, and my purpose is to build a strong foundation in our communities. So when I hear that somebody has left me learning something different than what they came here with, that does something to my spirit. It keeps me going. What's your situation?
I got a dad and I got a stepdad.
Hey.
I don't really rock with my stepdad.
Okay.
I got one enough relationship with my pops, but for the most part it's good, but we bump heads. And like my stepdad, I don't rock with my stepdad because I didn't see him I didn't visually see him put like his hands on my mom. So like, but at the time I was too young to do anything about it. I didn't really know what was going on. But it was like a situation where like it was an argument, and then like after a while it got bigger than what it was, and I had just woke up and I just let him kick out the door, and I seen like him grabbing my mom and like calling her out her name, like calling her that stuff, bitch and all that other stuff. So like me, I just went back in the room and I was just sitting there like panicking because I didn't really know what to do. Then the cops came. I didn't call them. I don't know who called them, but the police came. And then my mom came in and she was like, everything's good, like don't worry or whatever. But he told them not to come talk to me to see what I knew, because he said my mom coached me. She's still with him today, and me and my sister don't really like him. She's still
Right.
Like that. She lived all the way in Texas too, so like it's like real far. She got no family out there. But y'all don't really. My view on stepdads, just from my experience, is like I don't really. Me personally, I don't like him. Me and my sister have a different perspective. She rocks with my dad. Me and her don't got the same dad.
Right.
Me and my dad, we kind of different. Like we don't really get along.
Right. That's interesting. It's correct. So, does everyone see the different dynamics in the household of the family structures, right? And he's a young man. So, in his mind space, he's saying, I need to protect my mom and I can't. So, because he felt helpless in being able to provide protection for his mom, now, what that's done is that it channeled the energy to the stepdad to say, you know what, so the best thing I can do is dislike him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? No matter what. Now, the thing is, let me try to kind of see if I can help you out with this. It's why I used to tell my kids, you ain't live long enough. You know what I mean? And it may sound harsh, but it's the simplest way I can say that. Meaning, once you get older and you get into a relationship, things are going to happen. You understand what I'm saying? And disagreements are going to happen. Do I agree with domestic violence? Absolutely not. My dad is dead based on domestic violence, at the hands of domestic violence. We've all encountered some type of situation because people, remember we talked about earlier how different backgrounds where people come from is how it's a learned and or taught behavior. So he didn't know how to have effective communication. Then what I would challenge you to do, have a conversation with your mom. See how your mom really feels about this man. It's clear they're still together. Because what you want to do is you want to heal yourself. This ain't about nobody else but you. It's not about your mom. It's not about your sisters. It's not about the stepdad. This is about you. Because you're turning into a young man and a man that's going to be somebody's father and somebody's husband and so on and so on. So you want to make sure that those things that you're suppressing are already the doors open and that inner child has been set free. So you have that conversation with your mom and then tell him, and even when it comes to the stepdad, listen, let me tell you something, because you're a man now. You're 19. You're a young man.
He know better now.
Right. But you're a young man. But because you're now a man yourself, you need to have a sit down with him and say, listen, bro. You know what I mean? Like, this is why you and I can't get. Because what happens is he will be able to respect you enough to open up, and he will give you insight on what you didn't see when you was a kid, what you didn't understand as a younger adult or child.
As I got older, because like they've been together since I was like a little kid, like since I was like 8. So like I done seen like a verbal abuse, all that stuff, like throughout all the times, like they'll break up, get back together, break up, get back together, and this, that, and the third. But like he already knows I don't like him, I don't play none of that other stuff he just got going on with my mom. Like he know better than anything while I'm over there. I don't even talk to him. Like when I go over there, like it was times where like my mom didn't have it. My mom worked 2 jobs at one point, and I was like sending her money, but he wasn't doing that. Or when I would come down there, I was in like 8th, 9th grade, so I wasn't even old enough to work. But I was still finding ways to get my mom money. And we didn't have no money to put no food on the table. I was like, all right, mom, let's hop in the car. We're gonna go get something from like Chick-fil-A or Wendy's or something. Like, but he like it was a couple nights we were eating bologna sandwiches. So living in a nice house.
Let me ask you this: does this guy have any good quality? Did you get anything from him at all?
Any good quality?
Anything? Nothing that you can think of. Well, guess what?
No,
that's not your stepdad.
Right.
No, I don't even call him stepdad.
Yeah, that's just.
And listen, I'm very interested. So, and this is the thing, and I know, you know what I mean, I'm always, when I say being transparent, I'm super transparent. I don't just sit up here and talk. You know me, I'm certified and licensed to do this stuff. Other than that, we have to take accountability for things. And as a mother, it's your mother's job to take accountability for what she allows her children to be around and what she accepts herself. It's not just, nothing's ever one-sided. Because you have a choice to go or stay. Go or stay. Regardless of that, this seems like a very toxic relationship. However, guess who's affected by it?
Everybody.
This is why I say, you know, we have to open up that door, because these are things that have been placed upon us. Again, the mountain is not for you to carry, it's for you to climb. You know what I mean? Tell yourself that anytime. And so what's going to happen once you get past that, when you do go visit or something, and be respectable, because remind you, what we give out is what we get back in. You know what I mean? So whatever you plant, that's what you're gonna cultivate. And you want your doors for yourself to always be out of love and kindness and gratitude, because we can't control what nobody else do, what nobody else feel, think, say, whatever. But that's a part of you that's been embedded in you because of experience that you had experienced when you had no choice. As children, we have no choice about who our parents pick. We just have to go through the experience. And then we end up coming out of the experience traumatized or feeling some kind of way and not able to appropriately love and fears and things like that, when it's not our mountain to carry. But we don't know how to release it. You know what I mean?
My mom used to always tell me, growing up, she used to say every experience is worth having as long as you learn from something.
The lesson, you have to learn the lesson.
Sometimes you have to learn from people's like bads and wrongs and their mistakes and things like that. So if this dude is just like all the way wrong, you have to learn that this is how not to do it.
Absolutely. I want to say that's what you're not gonna do. Yeah.
I would say, you know, it's really bad for the kids to not really know what's really going on between the mom and the dad.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times, not saying your situation, but I've seen a lot of situations where the woman creates so much chaos and that man reacts. And then the child see the man react to his mom and all he sees is, you doing this to my mama.
Exactly.
But you don't understand, your mama create a whole lot of drama that makes this man react because that's cause and effect. And he's more of the effect and she's more of the cause.
Truth be told, some people like drama too. Man.
They like
Some
drama.
people feed off
You know what I'm
drama.
saying? Now, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying your mom, 'cause I don't know your mom, I don't know your situation, but I've seen it because there's two sides to it. You get what I'm saying?
Two sides to it.
Yeah.
So therefore, understanding as a kid and what we've seen, we need to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? And it's up to our parents to open up to us. And if they don't open up, we're gonna never really know the truth. We're gonna feel some way toward that man. You get what I'm saying? When if you have that conversation with him, I promise you, you make it more clarity. You know what I'm saying? Because I went through the same. I see a younger version of me right now in you, all day. And until I had that conversation, it made me look at him totally different. Really, he really was for me, but I didn't accept him because of things that he did. You get what I'm saying? But not.
Have that conversation, like we said exactly from a male perspective. Because no matter how it goes, it's gonna. You have now stepped into that field. You're a young man. You're gonna have children, like I said, a family cultivate, and you may get with a woman that has kids, and you become the stepdad, the bonus dad. So you're gonna need to know how to handle that because blending a family is very hard. That's gonna be a whole nother topic, so we won't get deep into that. But blending families is something different. Like Larry said, it's two sides to every story. But ultimately, this is for us. Everybody here has something going on or had an experience with their dad, and it's something that they still carry. You clearly still carry that. We all still carry something from our past with us. So that was good, Larry. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I'll add one more thing too. You know what I'm saying? What you've been through, you're now a part of it, regardless of how you feel, how you see it, and what you've been through. You will project it if you don't understand
Absolutely.
it. And the same thing that you hated him, you'll become him.
Right. And I was just about to piggyback off what you said about, like, some of the moms created, whether it's vice versa or they didn't create it. Like, even with me, when I'm trying to bring somebody in thinking that they could not even be a potential stepfather or anything. If I bring somebody in and they spending time in my house coming in and out, and the kids are seeing them, you know what I do? And they 12 and 9. I sit them down and ask them, are they comfortable enough with this man being in their house? Are you okay if I go downstairs and get some water? Do you feel uncomfortable? Are you okay with seeing him coming in and out of your door? I have one girl, one boy. And I grew up in a house with 4 girls and a boy. So just having those two is different because me and my sister, man, we gonna jump your ass. And it's just them two. You know what I'm saying? And I already been through a lot. My oldest daughter has a brain injury. So she's easily affected by a lot of stuff. So I definitely sit down with them, with anybody I'm trying to bring around them. And I definitely ask them, are they comfortable? Are they okay? Do it make you feel any type of way? Do you get nervous? Like, I ask them everything.
Listen, and it comes from, again, remember, it's learning taught behaviors. I did that with them. So even with my late husband, it was funny. I remember we had a situation after we got married. And this is how tight, again, having communication and effective communication and being open. I'm very open with my children. We talk about everything. I had a family member that posted about 2 years ago saying something about hanging out with your kids and this and that. My daughters and my sons are my best friends and vice versa. Who better to get the advice from than your own parent? You know what I mean? Call it what you want to. But she's 31 and you're going to hear her say, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You know what I mean? Like, the respect is never gone. What it is it opens the door for them to understand they're not going to go to their homegirl, their homeboy to get information because they don't know just as much as they do. They coming coming straight to the source. But I remember we had a situation, I tell you, was where
Me and my late husband just got married, probably within a month or something. We were young. We was in our 20s, early 30s. So he messing with some chick. I beat the chick up. Okay? I beat the brakes off of her. I beat her ass so bad, they try to give me 10 years. That's why I moved to Georgia. I'm just going to keep it 100. And they gave me first-degree robbery and first-degree assault. I go to jail. I was going to send them to the skating ring, police at the door. I still send them to the skating ring. I go to jail, and then Derek found I'm in jail. Then he come home, and the kids don't let bruh in. He beating on the door, knocking on the door. They're like, "Go get out, mama." They would not let Miles in the house. You don't know what the hell's going on. They like, "We don't care, let's go unless you gonna get the door. If you ain't getting there until you go get our mama, right?" So what happened was, like, I have my kids know everything. You know what I mean? Like, they know everything. I know everything pretty much about them. And then I always wanted that open line of communication. So but did that tell them what they got to understand was it's just a part of life. Unfortunately, you get the good, the bad, and the ugly. It don't make a man or a woman bad because y'all fall out, y'all have disagreements, or somebody cheated on somebody, etc., etc. What happens is now y'all have a low. We would sit at what I call the round table, and we would go through. And if it's something they didn't like about something, they grown. Somebody was trying to date me, and Maisha said, "Yeah, she just said, you ain't gonna work with us. Like, we're family, we're twins." She just flat out, we all standing on the steps, we playing about Halloween, and he don't have kids. Yeah. So he was like, y'all know it, we turn up the floors in the house. So he had to turn up the hardwood floors in the house. Handle all the noise. He couldn't, bro was like, "What are y'all doing?" And they was like, "Listen," Mike said, "Oh, babe, I'm sorry, sir, you're not gonna work in this family." Because, and it's true, though, we're gonna let you know, and then at that point, I gotta cut you out. But, you know what I mean, right? Like, we can't, this is my legacy. This is my legacy. So, what you gonna do? Listen, talk to your dad, your stepdad, your bonus, whatever, because at the end of the day, y'all both now men. And you're going to, like Larry was saying, you're going to get a different perspective. And you're going to let it go. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to let it go. You're going to be like, "Oh, I've been holding this shit all this long time."
I see.
And you're going to let it go.
I see that.
And then you never know what happens is we put blockages on ourselves by closing doors to situations that are supposed to be lessons that we learn from and keep it moving. If something happens in my life, I ask, what is the lesson I'm supposed to learn from this? And once I learn what the lesson is, I let it go.
Yeah.
I let it go.
I feel like a burden on.
Right. You heavy. So this is, as young people, y'all got a lot y'all dealing with. That's why I said, like, the next, and I'm going to have y'all come on. Where, too, we're going to have to do something with y'all, because y'all deal with a lot. We deal with some things, too, but y'all deal with a whole different set of things.
A whole different beast.
You know what I mean? Y'all commit suicide and all of that. We just lost a real good friend, young man that used to come to our house, and he just killed himself 3 weeks ago.
Wow.
19 years old.
Wow.
And in my mind, I'm cool without a cell phone charger, because we ain't have no cell phones. I'm cool going to a payphone. Let me borrow a quarter, because we ain't have a cell phone.
Right.
You know what I mean? Y'all lose out there mind if your iPhone charger come
Let me get a quarter. You got 50 cents. You balling. You got a dollar.
He just said we had a house and we ate bologna sandwiches. That was a delicacy, bro. All we did was bologna. I like caviar.
Hey, bologna,
then we can certainly upgrade. You had a regular bologna sandwich and you have a fried bologna sandwich. It was a regular one. I can get it on the regular. You know what I mean? You ain't take powdered milk and put it in the jug with the milk and add the water. Shake it up real good. Put it in the refrigerator. Then it was like, this is the bullshit. Put some sugar in it. You ain't take an iron that was broke, cut the stitches cord, but then still put it on the stove and listen. Y'all be playing. Listen. And the struggle's real. They thought you know what I'm talking about. The struggle's real. No. We stood in lines to get food that had black words and white boxes on.
Right.
You know what I mean? So we and it was the best grilled cheese sandwich on that pot cheese,
Don't make
right?
cheese like that no more.
Listen, we're gonna do a segment on old school versus new school.
yeah.
We're gonna have y'all come, and y'all gonna get a feel for what, cause
I want to be on the panel.
right, you can be on the panel. The point,
that card, we had to pay for
right,
paper food stamps.
listen, our food stamps look like monopoly money. It looked like monopoly money. It was like
Gertie was like, how much is this? That's how I learned how to count money.
Like literally, it was brown. I think the dollar bill was brown. The $5 bill was green. The 50 was pink. Purple.
It was like a checkbook.
Yeah, it was a checkbook.
Like a checkbook with money with numbers on it. Man, I used to get so much. I was trapping them stuff back in the day, bro.
My granny had me one of those food stamp coupon books, and that's how I learned how to count money. And they was all in different colors. Right. That was in the mail. So I know you said we had comments, and before we close out, we're gonna take the comments, but then I want your mom to come up. And yeah, I need mommy to come up to and tell her side. Like I want to get her viewpoint with raising her son without her dad. What was the comment? Thank you, Dad. I appreciate everybody that's sharing. What was the comment, sir?
Mr. I don't play.
We don't do that side.
Mr. I don't play said I just whooped my dad and my stepdad 2 hours ago.
He did what? He just went to his dad and his
Stepdad 2 hours ago.
son. Was your dad and stepdad hanging out together?
It was together.
They were
Right, we're
together.
gonna need him to go.
Listen, we got to, hey, call us tomorrow. Call us tomorrow. He didn't beat up the daddy and stepdaddy. We got to
We need some
Pull the video.
the fact that the dad and stepdad together, I'm like, that's a great, see, I found the silver lining in everything.
Get on there.
Right, come on, mommy dear.
Come on. Look.
Come on, mommy.
Yep. I give it to you.
You look beautiful. Started now. How you doing, beautiful, mommy?
Yes.
Fine.
Mommy dearest.
Yeah, you get the mic tonight, beautiful. Come in.
Look at
Come on.
Look that way. They coming right. They gonna tell you what it got. Come in some more. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. You rocking that Gucci?
Right.
Is the mic on?
Yeah. Like it's on? Yeah.
How y'all doing?
We good. We good.
Great. Now you here.
My name is Lavora. I'm Mario's mother. I'm born and raised from Chicago.
that right?
Chi-town.
Yeah. I'm gonna make it real simple. It was hard. I grew up with Mario's dad being my neighbor and everything, but when my mom passed, we connected at her funeral. And he moved here from Chicago to Atlanta. We got together. I had Mario, and 8 months after I had Mario, his dad passed away. He had a heart attack. He died in my arms. And after that, I went downhill. I don't know. I was having real hard after that. I had became homeless on the streets, struggling, trying to survive. I can remember days of pushing him down the street in the stroller with all our belongings in the stroller. Don't know where we gonna sleep, where we going. And one night I can remember I was in a hotel room and I got on my knees and I prayed, looking at my son laying in that hotel bed, and said, God, do something. I need to get off the streets. I wanted to be in a better place and not be on the streets, you know. And I just prayed on my knees. And God answered my prayers.
Always do.
Yeah.
The man I met that I went down, that Mario was a year old, and we didn't have nowhere to stay that night. My hotel we were locked out of our room because I couldn't pay and all my stuff was in there. And he's outside in the truck now, but he didn't want to come in.
We see that.
But he took him and he came and paid for our room for a whole week.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even hardly know him.
Oh,
And
80 good.
then
80 good.
after that, we connected, and I had to thank God that I asked God to give me if there was another man that come into my life, be a good man, not abusive, not an alcoholic, because I was in abusive relationships, and I just wanted somebody to, if there was a man in my life, be good to me and my son, and accept me and my son. We come as a package.
Yeah.
So he raised him, and he's been there in his life for 19 years. We've been together for 18 years. He took him in when he was a year old, and now we're blessed. We're moving into our new home
Congratulations.
this week.
Yeah. Yeah. Good story.
God has blessed us.
And you
He
raised
didn't
all
get a chance to know his dad, but he knows of him. He knows about him as if he knew him.
Exactly.
So thank you.
That's the best story of the night right there.
And when he was born, the doctor told me, he said, Miss Moses, I could tell you that you have a very wise son, because he had 2 great strands of hair.
Hey, I know that's
At
right.
the
I
top
can't
of his head when he was born. And here he is now. Look at him. He's doing his music. I had a stroke 2 years ago. I thank God for the blessings.
Let me tell you something. Again, right? Drop the mic.
Drop the mic, Mama.
Drop the mic.
Drop the mic.
Again,
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, because a lot of people, this is the, I'm grateful that I'm able to get individuals to open up, male, female, etc. Because these are things that we want to say and we don't know how to say it.
Right.
These are things we're feeling, you know what I mean? And
Man, you got me today.
you know, and it's just like, it was something about, I know, because mind you, I've been there.
Yeah.
I've been there twice.
I'm 61 years
You know what I mean?
old.
So you and my mom close at, you look good.
I have 5 kids. That's my daughter over
See?
there.
Okay.
Hey,
Yeah,
Listen, amazing mother. And y'all have to understand, this is why I say to you younger adults, like, the things that life will throw at you is so that you can, you know, it's like a track star. Like, you either gonna run, you know, I ain't play Mario Brothers like we did. You dodge in all kind of elements during life. Life is for you to dodge. Like, it's like, I mean, you gotta take what the life throws at you and be able to conquer it, so to speak. This is conquering. These things we've been through is conquering. To lose somebody that I'm pretty sure I can tell even now that you love the man tremendously. I can see that. I can feel that. And to have that, and then have a child that you got to look at that's a reflection of him, y'all, that's a whole different type of pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All my children look like their dads. They resemble me, but they look like both of their dads. So when I look at my children, it's a constant reminder that their dad's gone. You know what I mean? So I know that feeling. And the homeless feeling, I know that feeling. You pushing one kid, I'm pushing 4. I got 4. I'm like, what we gonna do?
But you couldn't tell.
You did amazing.
I had to do what I had to do.
You look amazing.
Thank you.
Beyond everything. Like, listen, the health issues with the stroke, the raising the son without a dad, and then let me tell you what, yo, this I know your karma was good. Because when you lost that great man, the Most High gave you another one.
I don't know.
You in a place that I'm looking for. You understand what I'm saying? Take that man and he's sitting in the car waiting on you. Tell me, listen. And two of my daughters are here to tell you. You have 5, I have 6. I have 5 girls too, but 1 boy. They'll tell you that would have been him. He gonna sit and wait patiently. He gonna be the man. He gonna make sure that everybody's protected. You have a great man.
Yes.
Love on that man. He's a great, and I'm sure you love him too.
Yeah, fact.
I'm sure you do.
That's
like,
good.
what we have to understand is people don't get this every day. They don't come around.
Facts.
I'm telling you, like, I'm a pretty good woman. Like, I'm a pretty good wife actor, and I haven't found that yet. It's 3 years. I haven't found that yet. What you have is exactly what I'm waiting on.
Hey,
A lot of times I had it twice.
it's dope.
And I got to make sure that, yeah, you know, they say 3 times the charm. I'm just waiting. You know what I mean? It's amazing. Let me say, black men are amazing. And I said that through everywhere shows before we got this platform and before the network came in to reach out to us. Every time I end the show, I would end with black men are amazing. Black men are amazing. Black men are amazing. And not that black women are not, but remind you the things that the men have to encounter. They're taking on responsibilities, roles. They're picking up burdens. He could have easily chose to leave y'all where y'all was at. He wasn't obligated to do nothing.
At all.
Nothing. And I'm sure you love on him like he deserves.
Yes.
And when you need him, that's the man that's going to show he's always going to be there. And because of that man being a stand-up guy, is why you have a stand-up son.
Facts.
I'm telling you. Because what would have happened is he would have seen his mama struggling, like his young man being in a situation that ain't pleasant, and his job is to protect you. Now, he takes on the role as the man. And there's a lot of things that happen with our men. Now, our sons, they become the men's, and it's really not their role. Their role is to be the student of the man.
Learning.
The student of the man, not actually be the man. And again, I thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Listen, y'all look right here. That's strength as well. I need that hands down. That's strength, overcoming strength. We don't look nothing like what she been through. And I knew you had a story. Spirit was like, comment for her. A comment for her? Yes, a testimony. Right, so look, what's the comment? We have a comment for you.
So we got a comment for you on here. Valencia Jenkins said, such a blessing. Society has Chicago looking like we are all bad people, but our hearts are so big. Love your glow up, queen.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
She's from Chicago, too.
She's a great woman too. Like, I mean, the stories and the stuff we endure, like, she's amazing young woman. Like, listen, what y'all got anything y'all want to let? Y'all got knowledge around you? Any questions? Anything y'all want to know? Yes. Thank you, beautiful.
Thank you.
Anything? Tell me something. Look, something's on your mind. Right here. What is it? Because what is it? Say you got a comment or something. Those are the 2 sisters? Y'all 2. You and her. Right. What you thinking? I know. Listen, you can't. Yeah, she do. You look like and she the one that's 17. You look like my 16-year-old. What is you? So y'all just lost your dad, right? Yeah. We lost 2019, June the 2nd. We buried him on Father's Day. So y'all did it. How do you? What do you feel a void?
I'm one of them though. I'm not with the stepdaddy. I'm not with that shit.
So we got a new stepdad now. Is that what we said? It's a new stepdad, right?
Oh my
They done went in.
I'm going in. I'm going in. Where my friends in the back? What you, come here. Come up here. Yeah, Dad. Yeah, well, yeah. You gonna be on the panel soon.
I can't follow that up though.
Listen, we all got over there, right? Mom dropped mic. Yes, so that's the feast, unfortunately, right?
No,
Did you say, was you?
No, mine's at the cigar bar probably right now.
Okay, what's cigar bar? Because I'm going to go meet your daddy.
We got to go to little boys club. They do their own thing. But, I appreciate. I mean, everything here tonight has been just it's good to hear because it's real life, you know. And everybody alive in here today. Feel like everybody came here for a reason anyway, for some positive stuff among us black folks. So one thing I just want to say is, my dad's been there my whole life, so, and I was like the only person among my friends where that had a father. You know what I'm
So
saying?
you see how the odds will stack together. You know what I mean? Y'all see that? Like, that wasn't traditionally to have your dad in the household. That was nowhere near the norm at all.
I knew where I got everything from my dad, from my mom, and it really didn't kick in until like later on, like became an adult, and I was like, oh man, I like to go happy hour with my dad. I like to go happy hour. But like I said, I was got a soft side, and my mom got a soft side. But I mean, at the end of the day, really, because we're all here and everything, I think like we just got everybody needs to like put an effort towards like creating a circle and being able to like pass on information to the younger generation.
Absolutely.
Because there's a lot of things going on where we're not being educated on, and history's changing. When it's already happened, you can't change it. But like I said, I was just saying, like, everybody should put an effort towards, like, helping somebody out outside their current circle. Just do something. Because I think help one person, that just benefit everybody. Whole society. Our reputation.
That was good. Thank you. And that's, again, why we're all here. And when I say there's something that we should leave gaming and thinking about that we didn't come in the door thinking in there. Even on the platform for us, for me, just hearing and seeing that even from you all, amazing young adults that y'all are, and the different dynamics of everybody's situation. The only thing that's changed is the years, the calendar days. That's it. So we were many versions of y'all 20 years ago, 30 years ago, etc. It's just the way that times have persuaded us to be. So we definitely going to. I want to get with you guys, all of y'all. I want y'all to come back. We're gonna do like a part 2 to second.
Yeah, part 2
part second. Like we did like young adults questions that young adults asked, and it was with the parents as well at that time on the platform. And we talked about every day. It was, you couldn't get mad at your kid, you found out something, etc., and that like that. But it gave the young adults a platform to be able to say, this is how I feel about this is what I'm going through, this is what's troubling me, this is what I'm hurting, this is what we encounter. Because to be honest, we don't understand what the hell y'all going through. We ain't have all of this. The things we dealt with was head on in front. Worst thing I remember dealing with, and that was like, oh, this light-skinned boy didn't like me, because back then light-skinned dudes was in, and if you was like us, you wasn't hot, right? But Trump's about 18, baby boy came looking for me, and I dropped his ass like he was hot. I think we talked about that, right? It was things like that, making sure your grades was good, and you might have had the Atlanta child murders we were scared of.
Some creep in the neighborhood.
I still don't say it. Like some simple things like that. Your parents, maybe, regular. It was a lot more love. It was a lot more unity. We had block parties and things like that. You guys don't get to feel that connection. Everything is
you might get
online.
jumped at a party or something. You have to get at or jump somebody at a party.
And what happened?
Now they get killed. It's a whole.
Well, after we fought, what happened after we fought?
Oh shit, we back friends.
Right. I beat you up, you can't whoop my ass. Okay? It was simple. Right.
Sound
Y'all, I was gonna say, even when I was growing up, I beat up plenty of girls and they came apologize to me. I want to be your friend and all that. Like,
Then you go whoop somebody.
right, then y'all gonna beat somebody else together.
That's
Listen, we gonna get on this because everything that is gonna help us be a better version of us. We all, when they say, am I my brother's keeper? Yes, you are. I'm responsible for him. He's responsible for me. So on, so on, so on, and so on. When we start thinking about self, that's when we disconnect. And then when my brother needs me, I'm not there because I'm in self. Or when I need my brother, he's not there because he's in self. And vice versa. This is why we are the ones that don't excel. Once they got us to hate each other and not want to cultivate against with one another, but have these differences, then now we have this void, huge void. You got men talking about women, they that, baby mama this and that. You got women talking about men ain't this and that. And all that's going to do is have your daughters talking about the same thing, your son's talking about the same thing, your grandson's talking about the same thing. This is all generational. So it's going to take people like us that take the time to say, yeah, this shit ain't boring. I'm learning something every day. Every week, eat 20. You know what I mean? We go, and this is right. Nobody left behind. You know what I mean? Definitely want to see you guys back. I'm grateful that we all were able to share. This was kind of, it was a little sensitive, but it should be because that shows we all have hearts. We all care. We all have feelings. And it's not bad. Society wants you to think you got to be hard and tough and all that. Y'all know where them homeboys and homegirls are. They ain't coming back. Love supersedes everything. Love conquers all. Nothing else is more stronger than love. I thank you guys. I love you all. Even though I don't even have to know your name, I usher out love. Again, you have to be a giver in order to be a receiver. And I'm a firm believer in that. I thank y'all for joining us tonight. We're going to let little Ashley and Larry, they about to get on the mic. We about to turn up. Y'all ready to turn up? What y'all want to hear? We turn up out of here. Right? We turn it up. We like after the show is the after party, and after party is the hotel lobby. I want to thank my guests. You are amazing. You have a great mom. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna make it, and you gonna take care of your mom. I already know.
No, for sure. And I thank you for having me though.
And this is, we gonna see you again. Tuesday night, y'all. Come here at 9 o'clock. I'm gonna get y'all. Y'all about to be out on the pound. It's about to be like the Mickey Mouse Club. Y'all remember the Mickey Mouse, right? When they had out Drake, y'all know Drake came from the Mickey Mouse Club, right? Y'all know all that, right? Yeah. It was like a unit, right? We about to be in here and cultivating our own community. That's just what it is. It's my purpose. Let me tell y'all something I don't share, that I have shared, but I don't tell anybody before we close out. This is super important to me and to us. When Derek passed, I kept praying, it was like, what is the lesson to learn this? What is the purpose? Like, why? And about 3-4 months later, I was like, it had to be him. It couldn't be me. Why it couldn't be me? He said, in order for you to live out your purpose, I had to remove your husband. In order for you to live out your purpose, I had to remove your husband. This is real for me. Putting us together, I don't have to know you, none of y'all. But if what I say, and as she said, what we say on this platform makes you think, and it changes your perception for the greater, I've accomplished part of my purpose. He ain't die in vain for no reason. I'm gonna do this every week. Every week, somebody gonna come to me and tell me they learned something. I'm gonna be happy just based on that. I'm gonna get to see you guys again. Y'all gonna be thinking greater. Y'all gonna be seeing things in a different manner, and y'all gonna appreciate life more than what you did. And I'm happy with that. I mean, turn up. Y'all young, turn up. I'll turn up. I'm gonna tell you, I'll turn up. I'll turn up. I balance, but I turn up. Let's see what's going on, Larry. We love y'all. Online, thank y'all for your time. We out. What did he say, Larry? Turn it up.